Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the debut video, if you want to call it that, of Dark Mushroom Media's new series. It's called Game Scope. Basically, during this series, we're going to be discussing lesser-known indie titles, giving people an idea of essentially what to expect from them, let you guys see some gameplay, let you guys see what the graphics are like, let you guys see what the interactions are like, and basically from there you can use this video to judge for yourself whether or not this is a game that might interest you. Today we're going to be looking at a game called Valhalla Hills. It's a quirky little indie game. It's a nice little strategy game. Basically, it puts you in control of these cute little Vikings down here, and these Vikings have to carry out specific tasks. Every round of the game starts with a starting portal. You can use the starting portal to order more Vikings. It's basically kind of the hub for your home. The goal of the game is eventually to unlock this portal and take your Vikings to the next level. I guess the end goal of the game is to finally get all your Vikings to go to Valhalla itself. But that's something I haven't gotten to yet. I am still pretty early in this game, so you can expect this to be relatively spoiler-free. But I do already have a pretty decent amount of production buildings and different things that I can show you, and it'll give you enough of a idea of everything. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started on some of this stuff. Some of the most important things that you can do at first is to obviously build production buildings. So I'm going to really need a woodcutter. And as you can see, when I place these tiles down, you have three different colors that you can choose from: green, yellow, and orange. Basically, that kind of dictates how much resources and how much time is going to be required to build the building. So green is the easiest, yellow is medium, and orange, it's just going to cost a lot of money and time to get it done. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this woodcutter over here by this group of trees on the green. It seems like the best place to do it. When you place a building, it creates a little plot, and then your Vikings start going over to start building it. The Vikings can be assigned to speed up the process, or additional Vikings can be assigned to speed up the process, rather. So I've got two people, that is the maximum, currently building this woodcutter facility, and as you can see, it's done. So they're going to go ahead and immediately start gathering wood. As you can see, this Viking here, Freya, she is now the official woodcutter. And she will go ahead and start that process immediately. So next on the list, I want to build a tool maker. These are probably one of the most important early game buildings that you can build. They give you access to a bunch of tools that help you speed up the process with a whole bunch of other things. It gives you access to stuff like axes for your military, fishing poles for your food resources and all that kind of stuff. But there's a whole bunch of other things too that they build: spears, hammers, all sorts of stuff. So it helps you a lot to build that early. It is definitely within your best interest. So now that I've got this woodcutter facility and this tool maker facility up and running, I'm going to go ahead and let's see, what else do I need? Need some logistics. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the logistics that you can have. So you've got campfires, small storage tent, lodge, first courier. Tents are pretty important. They help you summon more Vikings, as you can see up here. I'm not quite at capacity yet, but I'm going to go ahead and put another Viking or another tent down so I can go ahead and summon some more. And I'm going to go ahead and order some more in. So what you do is you click on the starting portal here, and then just click order, and the Vikings start dropping from the sky. And they make that little screaming noise. That's funny. So now that I've got the tent up and running, I'm going to add an additional carrier to that. And then the next big thing is going to be getting some food. So let's see what our options are here. Bakery, hunter. Do we have any animals in the immediate vicinity? Not really. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I guess, is just do a fishing lodge. And I'm placing this in the orange, so this is going to take a lot of resources and time, especially at the beginning of the game. But I'm going to go ahead and assign 3 characters to it. As you can see, I've got a whole bunch of unemployed Vikings not doing much of anything. So rather than having them stand around, I'm just going to help them speed up the process of building that. I think wood ought to be in pretty good standing. Now, in an effort to prepare for the fishing lodge over here, I'm going to go ahead and build a simple fishing rod, and that will make it so basically once this is completely done being built, I will just, the fisherman, whoever gets assigned to that role, will immediately just go to the tools maker, pick up a fishing rod, and start gathering food resources, which are going to be really essential considering right now all of them kind of are starting to get pretty low on appetite here. Okay, so at the top right here, you can see like a whole bunch of things that you need. So it's telling me that buildings are ready. And if I click them, it'll go ahead and tell me. So I'm going to go ahead and start my military camp. We're going to put that right in the center. The military camp is... Actually, I think I want it more like over here. The military camp is basically like the heart and soul of your base. It's very interesting to watch them interact with other things. Military camps really do interact with a lot of different buildings in the area. If you build a brewery around it, for instance, like, you know, the military will go get drinks, and that will boost their attack damage and a few other traits that they have, making them a little stronger in battle. Now, you can also build an army camp. That's basically like a much larger version of a military camp. I am going to go ahead and build another woodcutter over here, though, I think. And assign another builder. And then, let's see, we've got the axe in production. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the time a little bit here. So as you can see, Bjarn is my fisherman. He went and picked up the fishing pole from the tool shed, and now he is going ahead and gathering me food for my entire base, which is pretty awesome. It's telling me that I need another axe to go ahead and get for the woodcutter, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to need another tent. Assign a carrier to this tent. And that will hopefully put all my unemployed Vikings back in their place. So I'm going to go ahead and recruit a bunch of people over here. And they're automatically going to start dropping from the sky. I'm going to start building more axes because I need axes for my military. As you can see, it's telling me that my military, I've got players assigned, but I have no weapons for them. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that's taken care of. Got the axes, got the hammer being built. So basically, like, as your town expands, you want to, like, expand your military and stuff, too. You can create paths to kind of dictate where around the screen your Vikings are going to maneuver themselves. But basically, you just want to make sure that your military is kind of close to the outskirts. You always want to make sure that they're going to be able to take on whatever comes their way. So as you can see, this is the first time I have played a campaign where there's going to be actually an enemy base. I've had different enemy types roaming around the maps, but it looks like there's a base over here near the portal. So I'm going to try to build up a pretty formidable army here. And this might actually be the first time that I'll go ahead and build an entire army camp. And I think I might build that out a little farther than anything else. That way I can build buildings around it, and I'll probably go ahead and get a brewery situated like right over here. Now a brewery requires a wheat farm, so I'm going to go ahead and build that too. I need to start making planks though, so I'm going to need a sawmill in addition to everything else. And I have no idea where this sawmill is going to go. I guess it can probably get placed over here. Maybe. I thought I'd have a little more. Well, we'll place it right there. Alright. Let's go ahead and assign some carriers to this. And at this point, I'm probably going to need another... I need more food, or else everybody's going to start starving soon. So, here's the question. Can I place a hunter lodge over here? Because I've got a bunch of animals that can start providing me with leather and other goods. So I'm going to go ahead and place a hunter lodge over there. We're going to add some carriers to that because that's pretty far away. I'm going to make sure that everything's situated there. I can go ahead and start making more of a military if I wanted to do that. But I think in preparation for that, I need to make sure that I have more food and stuff like that. I'm going to make sure that I've got another fishing lodge. Oh, perfect. I'll put it right there. Assign some carriers to that. Make sure that gets built real quick. So, I'm really expanding across the countryside here. I'm just waiting on this, really. I guess what I could do is expand out around here a little bit more and build a woodcutter maybe over here on this side. Alright, and we'll go ahead and assign some carriers to that. As you can see, wood is a really, really much needed resource. Alright, that woodcutter's up and running. Now, I need another sawmill. And I could probably just put that here. And we'll go ahead and get some carriers going to that, since we got some unemployed Vikings here. And now I'm probably going to want to... See, I should have thought ahead, and I think instead of building this camp here, that army camp, I should have built a camp here. But that's fine. I'll go ahead and build this military camp over here on the outskirts, just so my guys definitely have protection. So as soon as this guy picks up his fishing pole, which it looks like he did, he's going to go ahead and start providing food for everybody too. Alright, so my resource problems are starting to dwindle a little bit here. I'm going to go ahead and get one more stonemason. See where I can place that. Maybe over here? Yeah, that seems like as good a place as any. But I don't have anybody that I can kind of unassign from things here. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of these guys off this and build another tent. And the tent is going to go over here. That hunting lodge is really in my best interest. So somebody died. Oh, Jesus. That's not good. That's the first time I've had anybody die. Carl, why aren't you woodcutting? Go woodcut. So, need to keep expanding outwards to allow my guys to start really exploring some of these danger zones. Really hurting for stone and wood. I guess I just need more sawmills, but I need more food too. So let's look at this building over here. Add some carriers. Really make sure that this stuff gets done. Now I'm back at my cap. So logistics tent. Let's go ahead and build another tent there. Go ahead and add some carriers to that, and then food, I guess, is going to be the next big issue again. Meanwhile, the tool maker needs to be pumping out more axes. 1, 2, 3. That sawmill will give me some additional planks, and then I can start building up my army, and we can go from there. So, as you can see, graphically this game isn't too intense. It can run on pretty much any machine, but there are some, like, F settings that you can do for, like, low res. So if you hit F6, it takes things into a really, really low res standard, so pretty much any computer can run it. And there are some interesting graphical options, too. You can do epic, high, low, medium. And you can change it, how it operates and all sorts of stuff like that. So you also have a little bit of choice with lens effects, vertical sync, depth of field, and you can turn the blood on and off. Controls, there's not really a whole lot of ways to customize the controls, but honestly, you're doing pretty much 100% of the work with the keyboard and mouse anyways. So that shouldn't be too much of a big deal. You've got a little bit of stuff here and there that you can control with the keyboard. Those are listed out. I don't think that there is any way for those keys to get rebound, though. So you're kind of dealing with what you've got. Tracking, the game tries to track what you do. You can disable it. So be aware of that if it's an issue that you care about. They just send the feedback to the developers and they claim that it's anonymous. But like I said, you can completely disable that option. So I recommend that you do that. So we got the stone up. We're going to go ahead and make sure that's getting mined to oblivion. I think I need a hammer for that. Bam! Mission accomplished. Now we got another couple carriers going here. And now hunger is an issue. So what do we need here? We need planks. All right, there's the brewery. That's up and running. We're working on the wheat farm now. And then I need some more axes. So. And now we have the hunting lodge complete finally. Thank you. So now these guys are going to go ahead and start hunting these little bunnies and stuff over here. That's going to be fun. We're going to get some leather and some other things made from that. I need a scythe for the wheat farm. And then the other thing that I want to do is go ahead and build a mill by the wheat farm. So we're going to put the stonemason probably over here. We're going to assign some carriers to that. And that should be pretty good for us. It should be enough to get us up off the ground. And now I need water. So we're going to go ahead and build a well. And that well can go pretty much anywhere. But I'm going to place it right there. What? Okay, I'm not going to place it right there. No, I am putting it right there. So, there we go. That well will get up and running. And I'm going to make sure that this tool maker is building the things that I need him to be building. My little guys are just working like crazy. Uh-oh, somebody's getting attacked over here. Lex is about to die. That's no good. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start recruiting guys here. And let's see, production, we need more food. So food, since that is such a big problem for me, to make fresh bread. And then that ought to help alleviate a lot of my food issues once this gets up and going. Can't get any more Vikings, I guess. So now I have to kind of manage everything. So I guess you only have like a limited resource of Vikings that you can have. As you can see, they're kind of duking it out over here. And it looks like they won. Okay, cool. They are pretty much the best, my little warriors. So, you don't have to attack these little guys. You can also appease them. There's different ways of doing that. I haven't really messed around with that a whole lot yet, so I'm not too sure how it works. But you can build these altars, and it basically stops the portal guards from being angry at you, I guess. It lets you just kind of walk freely around them. Like I said, that's not something I've messed around with a whole lot yet. So you can see my Vikings are expanding around, and I got the option to open up the portal, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And when you see that happen, like all these little flames shoot up into the sky and extra little bad guys come around, they start waging war on me because I haven't done any sort of stuff to appease them. So now it's going to be my military versus their guys, and as you can see, they're kind of duking it out over here between the trees. For Valhalla! Uh-oh, that big guy is doing a lot of damage to me. My military is having a hard time with this. So we might need to do this instead. Let's see here. Military altar. Rather than have to deal with that, because I just lost a bunch of Vikings trying to deal with that head on. So we're going to go ahead and see what we can do about that. Alright, one down. The other one ran away. So what else do I have to deal with? Just this big dude over here, right? Alright, so this ice golem. Uh-oh, they're duking it out again over here. It's another victory. And that's all I needed to do. I guess I didn't need to take out the big guy, but I have the option to go ahead and enter the portal now. So as you can see, I've taken up you know, more than half of the landscape over here. But I finally got the option to do so. So thanks for tuning in. This will be victory for this level, and tells me all my unlocks and stuff, and allows me to progress to the next one. So that'll do it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know feedback, anything else that we might be able to do to kind of improve upon these. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Please don't hesitate to follow us on Twitter at Dark Mushroom Media. And you can follow me individually on Twitter at Sturmsworth. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great day.